Salut, you listener. Welcome, or welcome back in case this ain't your first rodeo. You are watching a speed build, and it is the speed build of a house that has been chosen by patron. So many of you probably know by now that every month I do a patron poll, and my patrons get to pick an option of something that I will build that month. So this is what has been chosen for January. I think it was, I named the option a Spanish style house or a Spanish home or something similar. So I'm really hoping that you got that from the intro and the thumbnail and what you've seen so far. Maybe you've seen the sneak peek on Tumblr. So I'm really hoping that you were already thinking, oh, this looks Spanish. Also, if you've seen the sneak peek on Tumblr, then you've probably also seen me bragging in the tags that I was probably gonna get this uploaded on Friday. Also, I'm not yet sure if that might still happen. It's just that I completely forgot that I have to cut the video. I don't know how that happened. I've been doing this for roughly every single week, with like 2 exceptions for over a year now. And it's basically the exact same things I do every week in the same order. And this week I just straight up forgot a very big part of that, which is that I have to cut the footage that I record. I don't know what happened. So when I made that post on Tumblr, I just didn't realize I had to do that too. Like, I thought I was only gonna have to do the voiceover and record the footage for the video tour and the intro, and then pick the music and then cut the video tour. Which, did I say that I have to do the voiceover? Yes. And all of that takes a lot of time, but I can usually get it done on the day that I upload. Like, I schedule things around it, and wanted to say it usually works out fine, but you've seen me consistently upload on Saturdays these past few weeks. So who am I lying to? But yeah, this time I just straight up forgot that this video had to be cut. Like, I put all the footage in a file and I sped it up, and somehow I thought I was done after that. Don't know what happened. So we will see if I get this done today. Might be a nighttime upload, might be another Saturday upload. I just like to keep you all on your toes, you know? I just want you to get that adrenaline rush when you think of my videos, because you associate me with this feeling of surprise and thrill. But you still might have to get used to it. So this Spanish style home was inspired by, I'm thinking, 4 different Spanish houses, or houses by Spanish designers. The exterior is largely inspired by one townhouse. Let me just grab my notes. Oh no, sorry for all these bumpy noises. Maybe I should start getting into ASMR. No, I definitely shouldn't. So I thought this was very interesting. This house was built in 1860 in Sóller, and that city is now famous for its orange cultivation. So they had this boom when scientists discovered the health benefits of vitamin C, and it's now known as the Golden Valley. and it produced the finest oranges in the world and soon became one of the wealthiest towns in Europe. So that's really, really cool. Would have loved me some beautiful orange trees from the Sims team for this build. Would have looked beautiful. Some yellow specks. But the landscaping was still lots of fun. And I just love building Mediterranean houses and especially gardens. They're so gorgeous. Every single time I just want a Mediterranean world. That is, if I could have one more things from The Sims 4, that is what I would choose. But until then, I'm turning every other world that we have into a Mediterranean world. You know, I'm on my way there with Hanford and Bagley. And now this is Oasis Springs. This is a very cute little area. I keep saying that people sleep on Oasis Springs. I know the lighting gets a lot of hate. And I get that in some areas, but this one and then also that tiny one that only has 2 lots. I think those areas are so pretty and the lighting is good. I like my lighting to be quite orangey tinted anyways, like you all know. If you've ever read one of my descriptions, I try to get all of my reshades to look more orange than they probably already are, because The Sims has notoriously blue lighting. But yeah, I actually really like Oasis Springs. Obviously, a few of the areas look very base gamey and not detailed, but this specific area is very cute and it does remind me of Mallorca, and I liked it. I liked building here. They have this cute little pond out back, which is lovely. It does feel a tiny bit empty, which is a base game thing, I think. But yeah, it's also just, it's quite the private little area, which is lovely. Like if this was a real place, I'd probably appreciate that. At least if I was renting this place, like I do need people around me and things happening all the time in my day-to-day life, or I go absolutely insane. But yeah, you could use this as a residential. That's how I wouldn't say I furnished it that way. That's just what I had in mind. I do think this would work as a rental if that's how you wanted to use this. And I do think that would also make sense for this place and for Oasis Springs and like this little area. It has some Airbnb vibes, potentially. Oh, by the way, if you were wondering why I suddenly redid the flooring outside and kind of switched everything around, I checked out where the sun was coming from. And I usually that's the very first thing I do when I pick a lot, or when I try to pick a lot. I check out where the sun comes from during different times of the day. And I forgot to do that for this one because I actually started building this in that area in Oasis Springs I was talking about earlier that only has 2 lots across from each other. It's a nice area, but I think the smaller lot is a 40 by 30. Or is this actually a 40 by 30? I'm not sure. But yeah, it was just too big. Like, this is still quite big. At first I was afraid it was a little small, this one, and that I would have needed an in-between lot size that we don't have. But then I got to do the interior and it was so big. Like, there's so much space inside and so many rooms, way more than I was expecting. And this garden is already quite big, but overall I to really like this lot size. Like this is a good size if you want to have a proper garden with some outside space and then a cute 2-story home. This is a little weird shaped, as you can probably already tell, but I think it worked out really well in the end. And I remember building this and choosing to do it this way with that really long 5-tile addition to the left, and thinking like half a year ago I wouldn't have dared to do that. Not that this is a particular feat in and of itself, but I just know that it would have overwhelmed me, and yeah, I wouldn't have done it this way, and it would have probably been a smart decision because I also think I wouldn't have been able to make it look good. But I'm really happy with how it turned out on both stories. So the first floor is mostly the living room area. It was interesting. It gave me some new options just from the shape alone for designing this living room. And the second story is the bedroom, the primary bedroom, and their bathroom, and then also a walk-in closet, because, you know, I like to do that. I like really big primary suites. And this also has a second bedroom. I know you'll be very surprised to hear that. And when I was building it, I was thinking guest bedroom. And then when I took the screenshots, I realized that it could also very well be a teenager's bedroom. So if you wanted to use this as a residential, you could put a small family in here. You could also easily fit in another bedroom for a child or whomever you like. There's definitely more than enough space. Like, some of these rooms are ridiculously big and they don't need to be. I'm just way too much into big rooms. Oh, there's even an extra office room, so you could also easily turn that into bedroom. You could split the guest/teenager bedroom into 2 rooms. You could turn the primary suite into 2 rooms. So yeah, if you wanted this to house a family, it definitely could. And if you wanted this to be a rental, then you could also plan some fun things and have a couple go here, or a couple with their teenager, or just 2 couples, and have one of them stay in the primary suite and one in the guest bedroom. I'm not sure if I maybe like the guest bedroom a little more than just the design of the primary bedroom. But don't quote me on that, because I haven't actually decided. I just might. And it also has this very fun bar area. I do not often build bars, but they have the advantage that you can basically make them any size you want. Like, this is probably the smallest size bar, except if you just wanted to put Felixandra's colonial bar in a corner in a room somewhere, that'd just be gorgeous and would make sense, which is something I appreciate. But yeah, then this is a 2-tile bar with the little addition of the wine rack from the kitchen. What a perfect timeless object, by the way. Goes in every build. Epic. But yeah, or you could fill an entire room with a bar and make a wet bar room if you wanted to. And that's really cool. And I also thought it made sense for this house and this room in particular, which I really liked for some reason. I don't know, it feels so realistic with it having so many different purposes. And I don't know, just something about the shape and the stairs being there. Maybe it reminded me of some actual place in Spain. But yeah, I don't know. It just, everything came together and felt right, which is exactly the feeling that I'm looking out for while building. I also used a lot of Felix's and Harry's January items. They have made new sets. I think Felix called it a Harlix collaboration light because they didn't like make them together, but they both followed the same concept of recreating every item from one photo from an interior design or furniture website. And they go really well together. I'm not sure if that was their intention, but I've used those items together, like Harry's dark and cream, dark wood and cream. It's called something like that. So that set by her, and Felix's is earthy boho or something similar. I really should have looked this up. But yeah, I've used them together all over this build. It kind of turned into a showcase, maybe a little bit, but that's fine. And then also lots of the organic is what I've used to complement these new items, and they go super well together. And also Harry's country set and Felix's Florence set, which, you know, I can't stop myself from putting the Florence set in every single build I do. But also I was thinking when I started this, I was thinking if I maybe wanted to have this be only free CC, like that definitely could have been doable. Felix's new Shop the Look set, his January set, is also gonna be public next month, which is very cool. So I definitely could have done this with only free public custom content. It's just that I don't get very many, or just I don't really get requests at all for that kind of content. So I'm guessing that most of you are probably just Felix's patrons, or you're just watching to watch and you're not really planning on downloading anyways. That's what I used to do, at least. But yeah, and I like to not restrict myself if I don't have to. This doesn't use very many packs. One might want to call this a limited pack build. So that's where I did restrict myself a little. I don't even know if that makes sense, because whereas I've gotten like 2 or 3 questions or comments regarding public custom content over the years that I've been doing this, I've never, not even once, gotten any comment regarding limited packs. So I don't know if I'm like doing this for no reason at all. But well, it feels good. You know, it feels organic, feels sustainable. And it's mostly easier than not putting in a specific CC object that goes so well with my vision. Like they're just so usable to me. I want to put them everywhere. And I was trying to not use the Kyoto set in this one because I thought I could probably do without it, and it wasn't entirely necessary. But then in the upstairs primary bedroom, I had to put the little footstool that came with it at the foot end of the bed. It just fit perfectly. And once again, I couldn't stop myself. So there's the Kyoto set in here as well. But yeah, my theory, I think I've said this before, is that people that have the Florence set and the Berlin set, which I've used quite a few objects from in this build, are very likely to also have the Kyoto set anyways. So I hope that's true for you. But if not, that should be fine as well. Like if you don't have the Kyoto set, there should only be the... Did I say footstool earlier? I did, right? It's not a footstool, it's just the little wooden stools. Those would be missing. But I think that is the only item I've used from the Kyoto set. Oh, this is the bedroom that I was talking about. The guest bedroom slash just second bedroom slash teenager bedroom slash room of your dreams. Like whatever you want to make this. And you'll find lots of those new Shop the Look items in here. I love that lamp. I've been wanting new hanging lamps forever, and this one is so versatile. I've used it a lot in this build. It looks good sized down as well as in its usual size, and so that takes it kind of from more of a statement lamp to one that's not so in your face, but just looks nice while it lights up the room. And that's exactly what I need in a lamp, because if you look through my builds, there's a severe problem of the same 3 lamps in every single room. And that's probably a little weird, or at least it would be in real life. So yeah, those are great. I'm really happy about that. And there's even another floor lamp in Harry's set as well. And that's also something I've been asking for. And also, additionally, if I understood their latest posts correctly, then we are gonna finally get another proper collaboration for February. I don't know why they would have chosen the shortest month for that, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. But I'm really hoping it's their bedroom set. That would probably fulfill all my dreams, no pun intended. I think the bedroom is an area that is still quite lacking, and like in general, in Max's content, or at least for me usable Max's content with my personal style, and then also in custom content. So I guess I'm just really looking forward to having my breath taken away. The pressure's on, not that they watch my videos, although, does anybody remember when Harry said I was quickly becoming her new favorite builder? Sorry, that was like half a year ago or something, but I have not gotten over that, and I will make sure to remind you of it. You know, sometimes you gotta flex a little. This is the primary bedroom, and I'm really happy that I got to use the country set display case. It's a little hard to use because you can't access the slots anymore. So once you've placed your object inside, it's gonna stay inside. So you just gotta be sure that that's what you want in there. But it's really pretty. In general, I think the country set is very underrated, even by Harry herself, just judging from how she doesn't mention it very much. But if you're wondering what just happened on screen with all those sinks, I made this vanity from Felix's colonial dresser, which is gorgeous. That might have been the object, like if I had to pick a single object that got me into using Felix Andre custom content, it would have been this one. And I have combined it with Harry's Brutalist bathroom set sinks, which snap to big slots on any type of object. And this dresser has big slots, but the one in the middle, like the central big slot, is a little further back than the ones on the edge. So I had to manually move the left-hand sink onto the dresser so that once I moved it back, both faucets would actually reach the wall at the same height. No, not the same height, the same width. No, also not really. They would just, they have to be at the same, what is it? The same distance from the wall? Whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. So when I was trying to move that manually, it would snap to the dresser. And so that wouldn't happen. I had to fill all the slots on the dresser, and I used the same sink for that, and then just deleted it after I had moved the other one in manually. And I use that technique quite a lot. Sometimes I get really upset because things constantly snap to surfaces, and then after struggling with it for a minute, I realized that I can just do that, and it is very relieving. I also haven't yet talked about how much I love that terracotta flooring. I don't know why there's a billion different terracotta floorings in the game, but I love them all. And it was very hard to decide, but I might want to say that this one is my favorite. And I've chosen the slightly pink swatch, and it goes so well with the Brutalist bathroom concrete wallpaper. I love it. But the video tour is coming up. I hope you'll enjoy it, and I'll be back here next week. Bye bye.